building manual again. We're just looking at a deck, and we're just going to give you some ideas, some pointers about a deck. Typically on a deck, you want to run your decking board this way and your joist this way. This one is obviously backwards. That's not really the proper way to do it. And this one's also nailed down, and they use 2x6s instead of decking board. I mean, you can use 2x6s, it's okay. A little bit more expensive. The decking board is a little cheaper. It'll last just as long. Using 2x6s does make it a little sturdier, but if you run your joist 16 on center, and you run your have your bands properly in place, then the decking board is just going to be fine. Typically, I will screw my decking board down. They hold better. You won't have nail pops like this one has. You can see all kinds of nails sticking up. You want to always use 6x6 posts as my support post, and then per code you have to have support braces. Code calls for you have to pour a footing and set your 6x6 on the footing. You can get by with using a footing block, put your post on it, and then pour concrete into it if you're not going to get it inspected. The only reason they're both are correct and both work the same. The only reason they don't want you to use footing blocks and then put the post on it and then pour concrete is because they can't see the footing block, so they can't prove that. Always want to use 4x4s for your post on the top of your deck. You want to bolt them as well. Your handrails and pickets can be whatever you want. They can't span more than 4 inches apart from each other per code, so a little kid can't fit through them or whatever. Your stairs have to have risers, kickers as they call them, so you can't stick your foot through, and your tread has to be at least minimum of 10 inches, and your rise has to be minimum of 7.5, I believe is. But I typically do 10 and 7.25 to 7. Just gives you a little bit less, just to make sure you're within. And if you build a new deck, you do not want to stain it or seal it for at least a couple months. It gives the wood time to dry, shrink, contract, and then you want to seal it. And a sealer normally lasts 2 to 3 years, but you need to get that done. And if you don't, it's gonna start looking really bad. You're gonna have to start replacing.